Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Erin Noon, and you're watching 13 News Now.
Welcome to 13 News Now.
We'll be coming to you live every weeknight at 9 p.m. right here at the digital desk at the WOWK TV studios in Charleston, West Virginia. We're going to break down the day's headlines. Breaking news from 13 News Now, firefighters are battling a structure fire in the area of Emmons Road and Flatch Drive near Alum Creek. Dispatch tells 13 News that it is fully involved and it is unknown if the building is occupied. We have a crew on the way and we will bring you more details tonight on 13 News at 11. Well, despite a record rise in COVID-19 cases statewide, West Virginia Governor Jim Justice says plans are in the works to reopen schools in early September. Justice said today he's targeting September 8th as a tentative date to reopen schools. However, he stressed that the timing could change depending on the state's COVID-19 caseload. Speaking of reopening schools, tonight West Virginia Department of Education released its preliminary school reentry guidance for the upcoming school years. The information includes possible reentry scenarios and details about wearing face masks, social distancing, and other protocols to help county school districts prepare to reopen. We have more details with this story on our website, WOWKTV.com. The American Civil Liberties Union of West Virginia says it has received several complaints from people who believe local governments are resisting their constitutional right to protest. The ACLU has issued guidance to cities and state police detachments throughout the state which may be dealing with the Black Lives Matter protests for the first time. The guidance explains the rights of protesters, including their right to videotape police officers carrying out official duties, and when local governments may or may not require permits for protests. In Kentucky, Governor Andy Beshear is promising new health requirements as Kentucky sees a spike for the second straight day in COVID-19 cases. The Bluegrass State reported 402 new cases today and more than 300 yesterday. Those are two of the highest days of daily cases the state has seen since the first case on March 6th. Beshear says he will announce some new requirements tomorrow at his weekly press briefing. Well, today the Kanawha-Charleston Health Department announced the county's largest number of positive COVID-19 cases reported in a 24-hour period since the start of the pandemic. Overnight, labs reported 19 positive total cases. Health Department Director Dr. Sherry Young says many of the cases are travel related.
The thing to remember is we are still seeing people hospitalized with this, people becoming very ill with this. We do have people in Kanawha County who are on ventilators because of this disease. And if you are asymptomatic, you may be the lucky one, but please don't be the one spreading it to the people who are unlucky.
Drive-through testing is getting more and more popular, with the county holding its 25th testing event. So far, the record number of people to be tested was today with 717 tests. The next drive-up event will be this Friday from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Shawnee Sports Complex in Dunbar. Well, another West Virginia favorite, Bridge Day for 2020, has been canceled because of COVID-19. Bridge Day is West Virginia's largest single-day festival and one of the largest extreme sport events in the world. Around 100,000 people attend Bridge Day every year in October. The Bridge Day Commission today canceled the event due to concerns over mass gatherings amid the pandemic. They say this is one of the few times the event has been canceled in its 40-year history. The 2020 West Virginia Pumpkin Festival in Milton has also been canceled. The festival board voted last night to cancel the event due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. The board says the decision was made in the best interest of the health and safety of guests, vendors, and volunteers. The board is considering the possibility of offering virtual events and socially distant activities. Well, I don't know about you all, but I could really go for some fall weather right about now. We're going to check in with our chief meteorologist, Spencer Atkins, who is in our weather lab. Spencer, good evening.
Hey, Hey, Erin. Hi there. Yeah, good evening. It's definitely a little on the hot side, but you know, I've discovered I'm a little jealous because like you have an open with music and everything, and all I have is my little graphic here. So, welcome. I am the weather dude in a box here on 13 News Now at 9 o'clock. Otherwise, we call it noon at 9. Also, by the way, I like to give you a little headline. It's too blank hot. We'll play it as the match game. Used to, and I'll leave it open for you. Yes, it's the internet, but we need to keep it clean. Okay, so, all right, we'll just start there. That is the headline. No big storms tonight. The Viper real-time radar indicates maybe a couple little thunderstorms up toward Elkins, a couple toward the Beckley area, and the rest of us, we've had this great sunset. So let's jump into tomorrow, and friends, heat advisory. How about that? That's for tomorrow. And that's a lot of us, and that's because our heat index is going to really climb. Now, the temperature itself has been pretty awful for those who don't like heat. We had 91 in Portsmouth, 95 in Huntington today, 92 in Charleston. And I'll stay out of the way here for just a minute so you can look at the temperatures on the map across the board. 83 in Portsmouth, 84 Huntington, 86 Charleston, but what does it feel like? Still feels like we're in the 90s right now. There's your heat index. Feels like 92 in Gallipolis and 97 in Ripley. So we did have some rain today, but I want to talk about that heat index tomorrow. That advisory starts at noon when the heat index will already be above 90, and we'll climb up to about close to 100 again briefly there, especially around 6 o'clock, and it'll take a little time for those numbers to come down. So wear light colored clothing, kind of loose stuff. You know, you don't want to be wearing multiple layers tomorrow by any means. Lots of fluids, drink those. I love a combination myself where I'll take like a sports drink and then kind of cut it in half with water. And some people say, why do you do that? Well, I'm not getting all the sugar and salt, but I'm also not leaving the sugar and salt out because you need to replenish those electrolytes, which is what those sports drinks are for. Plus, you can just add some water to it, kind of dilute it a little bit. Stay indoors at peak heating. Check on the elderly, check on the sick, and if there's a way that you can take them to somewhere air conditioned, if they don't have an air conditioner, then do that. Don't leave the kids, obviously, in the car. Sometimes you hear about those events. And I just checked today, 702 people per year, 702 people per year have been on the average since 2004 to 2018 passing away from heat-related illness in America. That's a lot, so let's do what we can to reduce that. Okay, well, once again, we can see that things have cleared out for now. Let's watch Predictor, and as we do so, you'll notice things are pretty quiet tonight. A couple little pop-up storms over the mountains to the east and a couple out to the west across the lower areas of Ohio, and that's it. Not many storms tomorrow, but please watch Friday. Here they come. I'll take myself out of the picture again. This is noontime, already forming up along the Ohio River and down the Big Sandy, and then a secondary wave forms between Cincinnati and Portsmouth in the afternoon. These scattered storms come through, could be packing a punch. Could see some hailmakers right there in places like Lawrence County, Putnam County. So we might have a little severe thunderstorm activity going on, and then things will quiet down. So tonight we're going to go with about 71 degrees, and looking ahead, we're looking for 94 for Thursday. Read this left to right with me and see if your jaw doesn't drop here from the end. 92 for Friday, and then sure, we bring showers and storms in. We'll be a little cooler on the weekend. Those are normal numbers, 85 and 87, and then 87 on Monday. There's some rain on the weekend, not all weekend, and a little bit on Monday. Tuesday we begin to dry out and the high pressure works in again, and this is what I'm talking about. I went kind of in the middle. Some weather models had 100, some had 95, and I just put it right there between. I put it at 97 and dry for Wednesday. Now, weather models change, I'll give you that, but that's a bit of a shock knowing that today was 95. We might kick it up another notch next week. So if you thought the big time heat is done, it's not, and we'll keep you up to date on all of that and more. We'll have any new changes coming your way tonight at 11 on 13 News.
Spencer, thank you so much. We're looking forward to your full forecast on 13 News at 11. We're going to wrap up 13 News now with the top trending stories on our website at this hour. So a heat advisory for Thursday, as heat index should climb to and above 100 degrees, which we just heard from Spencer. Trump says to expect more checks soon, and the Kanawha County notes significant rise in COVID-19 cases over a 24-hour period, which we just talked about earlier. And you can find those stories and much more on our website and mobile app. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure to tune into 13 News at 11 with Rob, Lily, and Spencer. We'll see you here again tomorrow at 9 p.m. Have a great night.